So, in today's episode, we're going to be talking with a dentist or hearing from a dentist that one of their questions. And their question was this: any recommendations? I will start spending at least $500 on Facebook. I think the ROI is better on Facebook ads and it's better than Google ads. Do you have an episode for good Facebook ads? So, we're going to be talking about that today. And we're going to be talking about some of the nuances. And one of the first things that you have to understand about Facebook versus Google is the intent. Okay. So Google ads are high intent. Facebook ads are low intent. What does that mean? So back in the day, if you're old like me, before the internet, we would go out and we would want, let's say I needed a plumber. And so I would, my toilet just exploded everywhere and I couldn't go to Google and type in plumber. So I would have to go to this little thing called the phone book. And on the phone book, I would have to look up a plumber, and people paid for ads in there. And these were called high intent customers. Why? Because you only picked up the phone book when you needed something. And so Google's very similar to that. That is the modern day phone book is Google. People go into Google to go buy something typically. Now there's some keywords like for implants and things like that that they're high research, but for the most part for dental, outside of that, it's high intent. Like people are typing in dentist, they want to go get their teeth cleaned or they want to go have a problem fix that they're experiencing. So these are high intent customers. This is why it's more expensive than Facebook. Facebook is what we call low intent, meaning almost nobody goes to Facebook and types in dentist near me and is looking for a dentist. Why do people go to Facebook or Instagram? They're going there to be entertained. So this is very similar to television ads. So when you watch let's say you're watching a basketball game, you're not watching the basketball game for the ads themselves. You're watching the basketball game for the value of the basketball game. And so it's low intent, meaning you're going to get in front of your audience that you want to get in front of, but they might not be looking for a dentist at that moment. And that's why it's low intent. That's why it's cheaper. That's why you need more volume. That doesn't make it bad or wrong. Okay. So it just is different. It's a different approach. And so what you need to do with Facebook, you need to be able to understand that first of all. Second, to make Facebook work, you need to be able to know who you're actually targeting. And then also there's only so many people to target in your market. So if every dentist is running Facebook and Instagram ads, then it makes it much tougher to be successful with that. And the same goes for Google as well, right? So you need to understand the competition levels. So first thing is understanding high intent versus low intent. Number two, you need to be able to look at your competition. Are they running ads? If you live in that area, it's very easy to see and know that. What I like to do, and I prefer to do, and you're not going to be able to do this with $500, is I want to target people high intent on Google and then retarget people on Facebook who don't come and convert on the website. So as an example, let's say you get 1,000 clicks coming through to your website. Only a fraction of those are going to schedule an appointment and call you. So what we like to do is then retarget those people on Facebook and Instagram because we know they're going to go back there later and stay in front of them because why didn't they schedule? There's a reason. Maybe they're not ready yet. Maybe something scared them away. Maybe they got busy. Maybe their kids are crying. Maybe they're at work and their boss walked in, right? Whatever it may be, they hopped off the website without scheduling, and now we want to get back in front of them. So if you're saying, well, Gary, that makes sense, but how do I technically run Facebook ads? That you need to go to YouTube, type in how to set up Facebook ads, and then run them from there. And there's tons of videos on that. Now, let me give you some of the nuances about dental. First of all, you have to understand who your avatar is, which I already touched on. Then you're going to need to be able to have a clear call to action. What makes you different than everybody else in that market? Okay, so if you want more bread and butter dentistry, you're probably going to want to focus on like emergencies, things like that. Those don't work as well on Facebook. So then you can focus on hygiene, driving people in through hygiene. That can attract some bread and butter type dentistry. You can also attract cosmetic, more of the cosmetic side, but typically you're going to have better ad quality for those. So just text ads don't always work as good. They do in some markets, but not always. And so if you're like, man, I want veneers, you're going to have some nice videos to help you drive for those veneers. Now they're going to be much more expensive, much more expensive to drive those patients in. So when you're looking at it, you might end up paying $1,000, $500 to get a patient to walk through your door on these kinds of treatments. So one hack that you can do is go into the highest income areas in your neighborhoods around your office and run a really super duper competitive cleaning. So be way below everybody else. Only run these to the high income areas. Get those patients to come in on that, and typically they're going to have healthy mouths. Why does that matter? Well, that matters because they're going to be more focused on the cosmetic stuff. They have the resources for it, and they don't need bread and butter dentistry. And so they're going to be more interested in your aligners and your veneers. And this is much cheaper to drive that type of patient in than if you were to go out and just target for veneers directly. And you already know they fit the profile of the patient that you want to attract. So that is a hack that you can use on Facebook. You can also use it on Google. The caveat is this: you need to have good Google reviews. Meaning, when I say good Google reviews, I don't mean just, oh no, I got 400 Google reviews. Well, what does your competition have? You need to be in the conversation with. So if your competition has 3,000 and you have 400, what ends up actually happening there is you just end up marketing for the competition. So you got to be careful of that. And there's other workarounds on that, but you got to think through those things. So I would love to hear from you below. What do you think? What would you tell this doctor to do? Has $500 to spend on Facebook. They think Facebook ROI is going to be better than Google with that budget. What would you tell them? Personally, too small of a budget. You're not, you got to go Facebook. You don't have an option. But Google, if you know what you're doing, is definitely a better ROI over the long haul. But I would love to hear from you. I know that people have different approaches and solve this problem differently. So drop a comment below, let us know, and have a good day.